Hey folks, Mark Johnson, TechSnob. I'm going to do a head-to-head. You got your Galaxy S4 Zoom, right, going against the good old Samsung Galaxy camera. Now, right off the jump, looking at these devices, the main thing you first notice when you're looking at is the lens, right from the jump. Now, the main comparisons between the two, you can actually, both of these phones are in the States right now on two different carriers. You can get the S4 Zoom on AT&T, and you can still get the Galaxy camera on Verizon. I believe you can get the Galaxy camera still on AT&T as well. They did offer it last year when it originally came out. But first things first, looking at the size, obviously the Galaxy camera is much bigger. You know, the battery is, it's funny because it's a bigger device, but the battery is actually bigger in the S4 Zoom. But looking at them, they both can support tripod. But there are quite a few differences. Now, I will say, technically, the specs on the Galaxy camera are higher than what's on the Galaxy S4 Zoom. And that's just, this has got the Exynos quad-core processor on it. And, you know, the one that came out last year. And overall, you know, the performance is pretty nice. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it can get a little bit sluggish at times, but, you know, it pretty much is what it is. It's nothing, you know, super great, but by no means at all is it really slow. You also have the ability, you know, you got an HDMI out port, you got the micro SD, SIM card, all that good stuff. You do get the HDMI out on the Galaxy camera, which you do not get on the Galaxy S4 Zoom. Another thing is when you look at the screen, which is pretty much the main big thing, is you got 720p HD on the Galaxy camera, and then on this you only have QHD on the S4 Zoom, which is 960 by 540, so definitely keep that in mind. And obviously, you know, it's a bigger screen as well. You got 4.3 versus a 4.7 inch display, so you know, keep that in mind. So both are nice. I mean, there's some touches to it. I mean, obviously the S4 Zoom is more pocketable because it is a phone, whereas, you know, the Galaxy camera isn't. You only can use the Galaxy camera to get online, and, you know, it can, you know, use data connections. I mean, I'm sure you can use Skype or you know, any kind of video chat app, you know, to chat with people, but keep that in mind as well, that it, you know, you can't make phone calls with it, not natively at least. Some other things about it is basically it's the 21x zoom. I mean, when you go on the Galaxy camera, you can zoom in up to 21x, and that's, you know, the main touting feature of that. And you see how long that, you know, the lens goes out, and you also control the lens, you know, with this, you know, the dial, this little rock dialer here at the top, which is pretty cool. You press on the button for the flash to come up top, which is definitely pretty cool. So, you know, it's definitely not a bad device. You know, you also have a USB, micro USB on this side, and that pretty much wraps it up. Now, when you're looking at the S4 Zoom, you control it. Everything is controlled from the dialer itself. So, like, once I click on it, depending on how this is turned, that pretty much depends on how much zoom you get. So let's see if we can get this going real good. So it's a turn it clockwise, so we can go all the way up to 10. And that's about as far as out as the lens goes. So just kind of give you an idea. You know, you got a much bigger lens on the Galaxy camera versus the S4 Pro. Excuse me, the Galaxy S4 Zoom. So, you know, both devices are nice. I think it's really, they're both niche products. I do like the Galaxy camera, you know, a little more just because I've been using it longer, and I could say definitely what I do like using it mainly as, you know, the camera when I do videos, and it's real easy to use when it comes to, you know, uploading videos quickly if you're out and about. Especially if you go to a conference or something, the Galaxy camera is pretty nice for that because you can it's got the connection built right in. But that being said, I do, you know, the S4 Zoom does have its merits with it being smaller and, you know, overall nice. But I do believe there's a lot of other smartphones out there that, you know, for the same price point, you can get a very good camera, probably almost just as good as this one. Especially if you look at something like a Lumia 1020 that you could zoom in, you know, without a lens on it at all. So that's definitely a plus. So cameras on phones are getting better. I'm sure we're going to see better ones from Samsung coming in the future. And like I said, the main thing with the Galaxy S4 zoom that kind of gets me is that they say it's a Galaxy S4, but you know the specs on it are pretty much based on last year's you know smartphone. So it's not really, you know, it doesn't even beat out the Galaxy camera as far as specs go, as far as screen, CPU, and all that good stuff. So definitely keep that in mind. So be sure to check out the site, tech-snobs.com/blog for more coverage. Thanks for watching. Take care.